The last thing we're going to look at that we haven't really touched upon hugely yet is the code behind the game. Now, this playercontrollertutorial.cs is a C# file, and if you click on it, you can see some code over here. You can't edit it here. Instead, if you double click on it, it should open up in a program called MonoDevelop. Now, MonoDevelop is designed for programming languages. It will auto-fill some things for you. So if you start typing or guess what you're about to say and give you some suggestions, it will error report. So if it sees an error going to come up, it will do that. But this is what we've got. We're using Unity Engine, so we're telling the script that it's using Unity commands. We've got the class, which is just saying that it's in the player controller tutorial, and it's a mono behavior, which is as opposed to a network behavior, so just for this specific client. Very complex, I know, but don't worry. Now, move speed. We talked about move speed before with changing it. When it first starts, move speed is 1. It's an integer, so it's a number, and it's public, which means you can access it from outside the script, which is why it shows up. So we've got prefab Allison. That's why it shows up here. It's 3 there, but it would obviously normally be 1. Now, void update means every single time the computer updates. So that's millions of times per second. And then it's got float x and float z. Now, float x is talking about turning on the horizontal axis. It's rotating. So we've got what axis is being pressed, horizontal, that's left or right on the keyboard. Time.delta time, that is just an inbuilt function to see how long it's actually taking, so it doesn't go ultra fast depending on the speed of your computer. And there's actually the speed of the movement, 150.0. And that's the rotation one. Z is forward and backwards. So we get axis, vertical, up and down. Same thing again, times 3. And then I'm multiplying that by the move speed. So if I hadn't changed it at all, by 1, it would be exactly the same as this. But if I change the move speed, it will make all of this a lot faster. Finally, transform.rotate is saying this variable x is going to rotate the shape on the y-axis, and this variable z is going to translate or move the object on the z-axis. So that's what it's doing. It's rotating and translating based on coordinates. And that's that code. That's how it all went together. If I just click on File Save, so you haven't made any changes, it updates inside Unity. And that's how you get to your codes and scripts. We're looking a lot more at that, but that is the Getting Started tutorial deconstructed. Now you know all these things. Let's have a go at modifying it completely, making your own object maybe in Blender or downloading it from the internet. Have a look at some other assets, just see what you can do with the system.